Before we begin, this video was voted on by our Discord members. Please join. So, I have a lot of stories. I've done a lot of things in my life, even though I'm pretty damn young. I bet I got more stories than most of these puny story time YouTubers, and I'm like half their fucking age. Anyway, so this story is going to contain me almost dying, maybe. Anyway, so basically what occurred is that back when I was like 11, 12, I'd say 13, I wanted to hang out with the big boys, the smart kids, or the cool kids, as we say. So the story begins one day when I'm hanging out with two of my real friends, and then all of a sudden we turn the corner and there they are, the group, the golden group, the cool kids. And I wanted to join the cool kids, but of course my friends were like, bitch, don't be that idiot in that one film that, like, ruins your friendships because of the cool kids, and then later realizes that they're assholes, and I just completely ignored them and maybe punched them in the face, and maybe hit their body somewhere in the road, I don't know. Anyway, so technically, I then left and went with the cool kids. Like an idiot. So I was joining with the cool kids, and soon realized they weren't cool. They were pretty lame, honestly. Like, they just kind of sat around and smoked weed and, like, played on their phone. Like, as a weed connoisseur myself, I have to say, you can do a lot more fun things than just sitting around not talking when you're high. You can do a lot more fun things. But of course, no, they didn't care. And since... Okay, so here's a little bit of backstory about me. I live in Spain, and I've lived here basically my entire life. But when I was a youngin', I was bullied because I am technically raised by English people, so I speak English as my primary language. You wouldn't tell. And so I got bullied so much that eventually I decided to never learn Spanish again. And now Spanish is like a mental block in my mind. So I don't actually know that much Spanish. I can understand it, but I can't really speak it. So when the cashier asks if I want change or not, I just kind of nod my head slowly and don't say anything. I bet some people think I'm mute. So anyway, back to the story. I was kind of sitting there trying to make conversation, but since I can't really speak Spanish all that well, they were making fun of me for saying the words in the wrong order or something, because Spanish is stupid. Stupid language. Stupid. Dumb. Ooga booga. I've tried to learn Japanese and Russian, and they are far better languages than Spanish. So anyway, eventually the cool kids, which I think we were about 7 or 8 of us, decided to go around the town and see if there are any parties to go to. Now at this point I hadn't really gone to any parties besides being dragged by my mother into a party where I didn't want to go and the music was too loud. Later on in life I loved parties, and now I don't like parties because I'm very antisocial. That's right, I wasn't always antisocial. I gained that when I became a teenager. So as we were walking around town, some guy came up to us, and apparently the cool kids knew him, and they were talking, and I noticed out the corner of my eye, one of the cool kids kind of slipped his hand into the guy's bag and pulled out a bottle of vodka, and then just kind of walked away with it. The guy was already drunk, so he didn't notice. I did, but I of course didn't say anything, because I'm not a little bitch. Anyway, so what I decided to do was just fucking go along with it. Fuck it, why not? You only live once. Bad idea. Never do that. If someone steals from someone else, run. Run very far away. Because this happened. So we basically went back to our hangout, which was like a park kind of thing. I was on the swings, and everyone else just kind of smoking, going, oh yeah. Really annoying. And eventually these 3 guys roll up, and then 4, and then 5, and leading them is the guy that we stole from, or that I didn't steal, but that one guy stole from. And I was like, that's a bit odd. But what was even more odd is that they were all wearing the same exact shirt. It was black with a red dot. And I don't know if it was a band thing or a gang thing, but they were scary. They were scary. And so we had to jump down, because we were on like a big platform, so we had to jump down to the actual road to like face them. And yeah, half of the group just split. I should have as well, but I worried that if I ran away I would gain too much attention to myself and they might follow me and kill me. I mean, I am black. Spanish people don't like black people. So I decided to just stay still and just go, oh shit. I then noticed that The two guys in the back had knives. They had knives. And I knew I was going to die that day. I remember seeing in the paper, young boy dies in gang fight. And I was like, shit, I don't want to die in a gang fight. I want to die in an explosion. So, I decided to stay. And I decided to call upon the Lord of Stars. Give thy power from here to far. Yeah, bitch, I can power up like Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza. I don't know, Dragon Ball fucking Z. I don't give a shit. I watched 3 episodes of that show and it was trash, bro. Fucking trash, bro. Fucking trash, bro. So there we were, in a stare down. It was like 5 against 5. But you know, they were all like 20 and we were like 13 and we were pissing our pants. And they were like, hey, give me back my vodka. Or we stab you. Stab, 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 stab. And I was like, oh shit. Oh, no, no, no. And we gave them back the vodka. And then they started like laughing about it. And I was just like, bitch, you almost stabbed us. Why are you laughing about it now? It's too fucking soon. And so he, like, the big guy started like grabbing everyone's hand and shaking them and hugging them. Very strange. And I was in the back of the group. So I was just kind of hiding. And I was like, don't notice me, don't notice me, don't notice me. And then some little bitch shouted out, hey, what about DecoyZ? And I was like, you son of a bitch, I'm about to fuck. So the guy came over to me and he was like, hello. And I was like, hey, nice to meet you. And I was like, yeah, sure. And he smelled me. No, I don't think he did smell me. But anyway, he hugged me, and then I shook my hand, and that's why you never hang out with kids. And that's how I almost got stabbed because of vodka. PogChamp. If you've watched this far into the video, please subscribe. It does not affect you, but it does affect my life. And that's pretty PogChamp, in my opinion. You could be a little hero by subscribing. Also, join my Discord if you want to vote on the next episode. I'm going to be putting the next poll up around about the time that I upload this video. Or at least the next poll is going to be up, so you can come along and vote and see what kind of video you want to see next. Alright, bye.